Okay. Got it. Okay. All right. Let me make sure. I can't wait to tell you guys. Let me just make, I am live, right? I worked. But it's black. Why is it black? Oh, there I am. Oof. Yes. Let me see. Let me just put the volume up. Where am I? Okay. Okay. All right, guys. So remember on Monday when I wanted to use Zoom to live stream into the group? Well, I wanted to do it again today, and Facebook is like, nope, sorry, you don't have permission to do this. I'm like, oh no, hell no, we are not doing this again today. So I did it again, and Facebook goes, okay, you can go in there now. I'm like, oh, it worked. Okay, thanks. So, all right, this is perfect because I wanted to make sure that we were on Zoom today, because this way at the end, why can't I lower the heat? Okay. This way, at the end, you can jump on Zoom and ask me questions because we're bringing it all together today. I love today. I love talking with the superheroes because it's such a great story. All right. So you see that link right at the top here? That's the Zoom link. So at the end, I'll announce the winner for today, for yesterday's homework thread. I'll announce the winner and I'll say, all right, guys, come on, let's go, jump in. So if you hit that link now and want to hang out in the waiting room until I get finished, fine. But you know me, I'm going to talk for like an hour at least. So couple things before we get started. Here's the boring part. Sorry. The disclaimer, I'm not a healthcare professional. I am not a medical professional. Basically, anything that I say, do not listen to me. Do nothing of what I say. Go to the medical professionals and listen to them. There's my disclaimer. If you want to read the full disclaimer, it's at the bottom of my website, every page. So that being said, I am just somebody who healed themselves from MS, and knowing what's on the other side of MS, all of this stuff, all of this healing and life and energy, once you're here, you can't not share it. So that's what I do now. I share this information so that you don't have any reason to be sick. You have no reason to have symptoms. This is all doable. All of this stuff that I talk about in the workshop today, this is not something that you go, okay, I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to start all the things tomorrow. You take it in chunks. So we talked about the lemon water and the celery juice. We talked about starting that first, knowing how you feel on the celery juice before you add in the heavy metal detox smoothie. And then while you're doing that, you're evolving, you're transitioning into the gluten-free, dairy-free, and egg-free life. Okay, so now we want to talk about what to eat, because we're talking about all the things that you can eat, right? Wait, before I do that, I want to address something. I wrote that down. Okay, the lemon water on the teeth. There was a nice post about that. Good conversation in there. Lemon water on the teeth is always a big concern, and why wouldn't it be? We've been taught about acidity, rotting the enamel on our teeth, softening our teeth, causing cavities. That doesn't happen with the lemon water. And another member posted the answer that Medical Medium says about the lemon water, how it actually increases the alkalinity, which it strengthens our enamel, and it aids in the good bacteria in our mouth, which also strengthens the enamel. So you don't have to worry about it. That being said, I drink everything out of a straw, right? Because I have huge teeth, and I feel like, they stain and they're just whatever. So I always make sure I drink everything out of a straw. I'm still working on my heavy metal detox smoothie. Another thing, another question I get a lot is, the heavy metal detox smoothie recipe makes a lot, and it really does. You don't have to drink the whole thing every single day. I feel like if you do, you're going to get really tired of it really soon, and then you're not going to do it at all. So what I do, I make what fits in my shaker cup. This is it. This is about half the recipe. But what I do is I make sure that I use the full scoop of the spirulina and the barley grass juice powder. Even when I'm making half of this, I'm going to use the full scoop of the green powders. Because remember, spirulina, although it's it's working with the other ingredients to remove the heavy metals, it's also the most nutrient dense food on the planet. It's a seaweed. So what I do is I increase the spirulina little by little. I think I'm up to like a full tablespoon in half a heavy metal smoothie, a full tablespoon. That is what I use as the multivitamin for in the morning. And then I take my second dose of the multivitamin in the afternoon. So any good quality multivitamin is going to be split up into 2 doses, one in the morning, one at night, because the full 100% recommended daily allowance of whatever vitamin we're talking about, your body can't absorb that all at one time. Your body can go, dude, listen, I got a 20-gallon tank here and you're trying to put 30 gallons of gas in. It doesn't fit, it falls out. And that's what ends up happening. If you take 100% of your daily allowance of vitamins in one shot, your body's gonna be like, great, this is great, but I can't absorb all of this, so I got to get it out. And that's why you end up peeing out most of that vitamin. So a good quality multivitamin is going to come in 2 doses. A good quality multivitamin is going to cost a shit ton of money, right? So if you're taking the spirulina anyway, use extra spirulina in your heavy metal smoothie in the morning and take 1 dose of the multivitamin at night. This way you save some money, because the medical medium recommends Innate, INNATE, for the multivitamin. And it's really freaking expensive. And when you go through the whole list of supplements, it's really, it adds up. When I was going on here and setting up for this workshop, I saw a post. I think, Devora, you asked, are we going to be going over supplements? No, we're not, because the medical medium has the whole list. I put together a list of supplements that I take that I recommend for my clients, but not until the end of the 4-month program. So if you're going to do this by yourself and not do the program, do all of the protocol first and then see how you feel and then see what you want to add. Because what we're trying to do is detox all the shit out of our body first, right? And then maintain everything and supplement with the supplements. So if you want to know what that list is that I use, it's in the Minding Your Soul group. It's in the files section. And whatever I talk about today, as far as guys, when I email out the recording tonight, I'll make sure I put a button in there so you can access the PDFs. This way, if you can't find the file section of Minding Your Soul, because I swear to God, sometimes it's not there, sometimes it is. I don't know, I'm still learning Facebook. All right, so did I go over everything? All right, so enrollment is open. People are already starting to sign up. First classes are February 27th for the Path to Healing 4-month program. February 27th is the first class, and then we go for 4 months, and we do everything with a group of people. We have an existing group that's already waiting for you, because every time we do the 4 months, at the end of the 4 months, you have an option to stay in the group and do it all over again and stay connected to those women. That's how the group evolves. In the very first iteration of this group, when I first did it, it was just a once-a-week call with me. And then a second time in the week on Thursdays, we would do the rotation of the other coaches, whether it be mindset or vibrational healing or the cooking demonstrations. What I found was, so many people in that first group go, Jeanene, we don't want it to end, we want to stay. And I'm like, I'm not prepared for that. Okay, let me think about this. So what we did was we decided everyone can stay in the group. I came up with a small monthly fee to stay in there, and you do the whole group again. However, you don't want to talk about celery juice again. Like, you got that, it's in the bag. So what we did was Mondays is for the protocol talk. Tuesdays is open forum, where we just stay connected. We talk about life. We talk about life purpose. We talk about husbands a lot. I might be driving those conversations. And then Thursdays, we have the rotation of Matt and Catherine, Jen Marks. So that's the 4-month Path to Healing. Go on the websites, click on the link, read all about it. The calendar is there so you can see what dates and times work for you, if it's even feasible for you to do. And at the end of this workshop, I promise you I'm going to get started in just a minute. At the end of this workshop, I'm going to pull out a name of all the people who did the homework on yesterday's thread. I cut them out again. I stuck them in that jar right there, and we're going to pull out a name, and you're going to have a chance to win your choice this time. We're doing a little different in this workshop because not everybody wants the thing that they're winning that day. So now you have a choice. You can pick a free session with Matt, free session with Catherine, $40 Amazon gift card, or 50% off the Path to Healing program. That's a big one because it's a $1,500 program. It's 4 months long. All right, so let's get started. I love this topic today. I hope you're going to like it too. All right, let me just make sure I can see the comments. This way when questions come in. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for jumping on here and saying hello. I always wonder if I'm live until the first person says hello. Suzanne, Sarah, Tanis, hi. Chrissy's here, Jody, Lisa. Okay. Oh, Nancy has a question. Can I take vitamins before lemon water? Also, can I juice a whole bunch of lemons to use all week? Excellent question. Don't do anything before your lemon water. You don't want to take the supplements and have your body trying to digest and break down those supplements before the lemon water gets in. You want that lemon water to get in, and you want your liver to go, oh, thank you so much. I had all these toxins I was holding on to that I would have had to reabsorb had you not drank this water. And then you get to push out some much more. And that's how you get ahead. So don't do anything, not even supplements, before your lemon water. Do your lemon water, 20 minutes, do your celery juice. And then after your celery juice, about 20 minutes, do whatever you want. That's when I do the morning. I do tinctures in the morning and the afternoon. I started with just at night, and now I'm adding them into the morning too. So after your celery juice, do whatever you want. If you want to drink the heavy metal smoothie and keep that detox of your liver going, because like I said yesterday, or the day before yesterday, day 2, your liver is going to continue pulling out toxins and pushing them out all freaking day, all morning. It's not until you eat a protein, a fat, or a grain, that's going to stop the detoxing process, because then your liver's like, okay, we got work to do. This is why I get up early and I do most of my work before she wakes up, because I know she's going to eat. So as soon as you eat those things, your liver has other things to do, and it puts the detoxing aside until it wakes up the next morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and starts its work all over again. So I'm getting ahead of myself, I think. So do lemon water, celery juice, and then if you want to do the heavy metal detox smoothie as part of your breakfast, great. That's going to keep the detox process going. And then if you want to do lunch, wait a couple hours, because that's a lot of liquid. Wait a couple hours and then do lunch, and then your day, whatever. But everything in the heavy metal detox smoothie is not going to stop the detox process. That's why I use it for breakfast. It's 12 o'clock. It's been a hell of a morning. So, all right. So today, did I get everything? I did. I got it. Everything. All right. So today we're talking about how to enlist the superheroes. Oh shit. There was one more thing that I wanted to say. Okay, I'm going to get started. Stephanie, hi, Jeanene. I feel amazing today, walking like it's my first day out of prison. Stephanie, that's awesome. What a great segue. Stephanie, congratulations. Okay, do you see how, and I'm wondering, and let me know in the comments if you felt this way, all this information that you've gotten so far this week about why to drink the lemon water, why to drink the celery juice. I'm not telling you just do it. Just do it. It's going to get rid of your MS symptoms. If somebody told me, I'd be like, no, why? Make me want to do it, right? If I want to do it, then I'm doing it because I want to, not because someone just said do it. So did you notice this week that you're automatically drinking more water? You're automatically more aware of your thoughts, and then going, all right, well, do I want to think this? I mean, you might go, yeah, I like the negative thought. I want to think it. Fine. That's your choice. There's still freedom in that. Did you find this week that doing things for your body was so much easier because you knew the reason behind it? I don't know about you guys, tell me, but that's how I work. I want to know the reason behind it. And if I know exactly what that lemon water is doing when I drink it, it's so much easier to want to drink it than to force myself to drink it because somebody said it was good for me. So let me know in the comments if it made it a lot easier. Hello, Martha. How are you? Oh, okay. This is good. Stephanie, I'm so excited for you. That's awesome. All right, so you're going to love today because a lot of the comments were, well, what the hell can I eat? What can I do? Can I eat air? Is that gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free, sugar-free? Da, da, da. First of all, we're going to go through the whole thing, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to share my screen, the easy system that I came up with. Green, yellow, red. Foods that feed the virus, foods that don't feed the virus, and then the foods that don't feed the virus, green, yellow, red. Go. They're healing. Yellow, they're neutral. They're not really doing anything for you, but at least they're not feeding the virus. And red, I use them sparingly, kind of like when I have a pint of ice cream for breakfast. Do that sparingly. Okay. So the first lesson, before we get started on the superheroes, I got to give you a little backstory first. So the backstory to the superheroes is, first you have to know what a free radical is. Okay. Do you remember 8th grade biology class when we talked about electrons, protons, and neutrons? Every cell in our body is made up of atoms. Everything in our body, every cell, our eyeballs, our liver, our fingernails, everything is made up of cells. Every cell has these protons, electrons, neutrons inside of them, making everything up. And everything has to have a certain number. So you have to have a certain number of electrons in these cells in order for it to be a healthy cell. Because remember, our cells are always duplicating, right? That's why we're alive, because we're duplicating cells. You always want to be duplicating healthy cells. You don't want to be duplicating a free radical. A free radical is a cell that is missing an electron. Okay, so you're like, great, so I have a couple less electrons. Exactly, big deal, right? What happens to a cell when it's missing an electron? It becomes crazy. They call it an unstable cell. So free radical, unstable cell, they're talking about the same thing. What they're saying is it's missing an electron. Once a cell is missing an electron, it becomes unstable. Literally, it becomes crazy. And it's like, and it starts shaking around your body going, oh my God, I'm missing an electron. I'm missing an electron. Do you have an electron for me? And some of the cells are like, no, dude, keep moving. I need an electron. I need an electron. Somebody help me. I'm going to go crazy. So then it goes, all right, if no one's going to give it to me, I'm going to steal one. And it steals one from another cell. So now it's stable. Great, big deal, right? Now that other cell is unstable because it's missing an electron. So that cell becomes crazy and goes, I need an electron. I need an electron. Somebody help me. This unstable cell is still replicating. It's still duplicating. So you are now duplicating free radical cells. Okay, big deal. What are they? They're the ones that cause the oxidation in the body. Oxidation in the body is exactly what oxidation is outside the body. When the kids leave their bike outside and it rains, the bike oxidizes, right? It rusts. That's what happens inside of our body. That is the inflammation that leads to everything, all of our joints hurting. Everyone's like, oh, you got to bring down your inflammation. It leads to chronic disease. Inflammation is the start, it's the root cause of all the physical problems that we have out there. So the free radicals inside of our body are constantly replicating. If they don't get an electron, right? If there's not an influx of electrons that comes into your body, these things keep replicating, these crazy cells, these free radicals, they keep replicating. You know what that is? That's freaking cancer. That's cancer. So how do we bring down the free radical number inside of our body? Well, guess what? There are these superheroes that we can flood our body with. Now, let me tell you what the superheroes do. There's all different kinds of superheroes too. And we can flood our bodies with them. And when they come into our bodies, we bring the superheroes into our bodies here. And I'll tell you later what they are. The superheroes are wearing a cape, of course, because they're a superhero. In their capes are lined with pockets. All on the inside of their capes, they're all lined with pockets. And in those pockets, they're filled with electrons. And guess what? The superhero flies throughout your body, not just here, it goes throughout your entire body, flies throughout your entire body and goes, dude, oh my God, it comes into your body and says, you got free radicals everywhere. Jesus Christ. And it reaches in its cape and it throws these, like, you get an electron, and kind of like Oprah at Christmas time, I love saying that, you get an electron and you get an electron, and it's throwing free radicals everywhere because its cape is filled with free radicals that it could easily give out without becoming unstable itself. So it's one of those magical superheroes that just flies through your body and goes, dude, you're crazy here. Maybe you need 2 electrons. And oh God, there's a whole group over there. You keep multiplying. All right, let me just throw an entire, there you go. There are all your electrons. And now what would have turned into cancer and what would have turned into inflammation and achiness and soreness in your body, right? And everything else that the virus feeds on is now a healthy cell. And now your body is replicating these healthy cells because this free radical so kindly flew into your body and went doosh, 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 and just was throwing free radicals at throwing electrons at all of the free radicals, making them stable, making them healthy. And then they begin to duplicate in a very healthy way. And then everything feels good and looks good, because when everything's good on the outside too, guess what? There's free radicals in your skin too. We learned that from the face cream manufacturers on the commercials about the free radicals and the oxidation and what we need for our skin. I almost gave it away. So the superhero's job is not done after his pockets on his cape are empty. Once his pockets are empty, he's like, well, you know what? I have all of this room in my cape here. What can I do? What else can I do to be helpful here? And he's looking around your body. He's like, oh God, what is that crap you got on your lining here? You don't need that. That's going to turn into something real bad. So he grabs that. He's like, oh, see here, now I'm in the colon and there's this shit that is stuck to the walls here that is not coming out, obviously, by itself. Let me take that. And it fills its pockets with all the literal crap that you don't need inside your body. And once all of his pockets are full, He flies out of your body with your poop, and his job is done. That's it. That's what a superhero does inside of your body. So now you're asking, well, I need some superheroes in my body. Yes, you do. And you need all different kinds of superheroes too, because not only does the superhero come in and throw electrons at all the unstable molecules in your body and collect all the shit on his way out, but as he's flying around, the air around him is attaching to viruses and bacteria and fungus, and it is just surrounding him because he's attracting all of it. He's like, you don't need this crap inside your body. Let me take it all. He takes it all. And every superhero, he wears all superheroes wear different colored capes, right? Every superhero has a different superpower besides what they can all do with the electrons and the pockets in the cape. Besides what they can all do, they all wear different colors because they all have a specific superpower, which means they are excellent at either killing the Epstein-Barr virus, they're excellent at killing COVID, the herpes virus, the HIV virus, all the viruses out there, they all have a superpower. So how do you flood your body with superheroes? Well, little did I know, when you walk into the produce section of your grocery store and you look around at all the different colors of the fruits and vegetables, those are your superheroes. All those different colors, those are all the different colored capes of the superheroes. The antioxidant found in fruits and vegetables are the superheroes of the body, and that's what they do. Once I created that visual in my head, put all the information together, created that visual. Once I learned all of that information, going into the produce section meant something completely different than it did before. Maybe I would walk into the produce section and I would buy, maybe some strawberries, or, maybe I would buy some apples and they would rot in the fruit basket. Once I knew this, I spend the most time in the fruits and vegetables section. And you're like, great, Jeanene, I don't like fruits and vegetables. Well, that's because you've never made them the right way. There's 1,000 different ways to prepare vegetables so that they're good. And what's interesting is I've just been doing some work, extra reading from my friend whose wife is battling breast cancer. So of course I went right to the medical medium. And in his new book, The Brain Saver, he talks about people fearing fruit because of the high sugar levels. He goes, first of all, I want you to know that viruses and bacteria, they can't feed on the sugar that comes from fruits. The sugar that they're talking about that feeds cancer is the white sugar. It's the processed sugar. It is not the sugar found in fruit. The sugar found in fruit actually kills cancer cells. So I don't want you to ever think that sugar feeds the virus. It doesn't. Especially fruit sugar doesn't feed the virus, but white sugar doesn't either. White sugar inflames the body and causes free radicals if you have too much of it. And we'll go over that green, yellow, red diagram in just a minute. But I don't want you to ever fear fruit and say, oh, it's too much sugar. He says, the medical medium says that if you had a choice, if you had cancer and you had a choice and you can only eat fruit or only eat vegetables, he said, I would eat the fruits over the vegetables. Is that insane? I thought that was insane. But that's what he said. His fruits, that's how powerful fruits are inside of your body. You need those packed antioxidants. When you eat one apple, you're not just getting one superhero with a red or green cape, you're getting hundreds of them. And that's just from one apple. Imagine all the antioxidants in this smoothie alone with the blueberries and the spirulina and the banana and the orange. Imagine all the superheroes that you're drinking. Now take that through the rest of your day. And anytime you have the opportunity, you're going to, instead of snacking on something that's dead, it's not going to feed the virus, but it's also not going to be healing to your body. We talked about this in the group the other day. Do something nice for your body, but also at the same time, do something nice for your taste buds and do something nice for your soul. So what I do is, I taught my kids this early, make it nice. When was the last time you took an apple and you bit into it? I don't remember the last time I did that. You don't do that. It's barbaric. what you do is you cut that apple up nice and you put it on the plate and you sprinkle some cinnamon on it. And then you get a little cup of honey or almond butter or whatever. And you take your apple slice that has the cinnamon on it and you dip it in and you eat it. And it's lovely. It's absolutely lovely. I'm not saying that you got to just go, grab a banana. Don't worry about the banana. You got a banana in here. Have the fruits throughout the day. Make yourself a cup of berries, raspberries and strawberries, and put it on top of some coconut yogurt. Oh my God, the coconut yogurt, the cashew milk yogurt. I give it to Jackson, actually. He's 11 months old. I mixed a little spirulina in with the yogurt because you can't taste it, and it looks like vanilla beans. And then I put the fresh fruit over it, or buy the frozen fruit, right? Buy the frozen fruit, keep it in your freezer till you're ready. Take the bag out, stick it in the refrigerator, defrost by itself. Great. And then you've got this real syrupy, sweet, lovely fruit that you just pour on top of the yogurt. You're done. There's so many ways to do it. Okay, so now I want to go through, let me see if we can say, okay, so I did everything I want to do there. So now I want to share my screen and I want to show you this diagram that I made that is going to give you a visual, because the visual learner over here has to see everything in order to understand it. I want to show you exactly how my mind works when I'm choosing what to eat. All right. Oh, Stephanie, you're so welcome. Stephanie wrote, thank you for everything, Jeanene. You're so welcome. This is it. I'm telling you, once you heal, you're going to be doing the same thing. You're going to be out there on any platform you can find, talking to anyone who will listen, saying, guys, guess what? You don't have to be sick. You don't have to have symptoms. You don't have to be laying in bed. It's funny, I point to my bed because, yep, once I had Jackson, I lost my office. So my office is now the corner of my bedroom, and I still have the same bed that I laid in when I was paralyzed. And I should post that picture. It's an interesting picture. I was over 200 pounds and paralyzed. And my God, you could see it in my face when I looked at the camera when my then husband took the picture. I'm like, please don't take the picture. So anyway, I still look at that same bed. I've been in this house for 20 years. I still have the same friggin' mattress. I still have the same bed that I laid in when I was paralyzed, looking at that ceiling going, I swear to God, please help me. Please help me. Because if you help me heal, if I heal my body, I will spend the rest of my life helping other people do it. And that time has come. So I'm telling you, you are so welcome. And as much as this information is healing you, this information also heals me. Giving you this information is also healing me, because I get to fulfill a promise that I made a long time ago saying, please, I promise you. And it feels so good to make good on that promise. You look at me, I'm going to get off topic for a second. You look at me and you're like, well, she probably has this and she probably has that, and that's why she did that. I'm going to post a picture later in the group of what I looked like. I didn't have anything. If Jeanene can do it, if who the hell is Jeanene? Jeanene, Barton Avenue, Point Pleasant, New Jersey. Like, there's nothing special about Jeanene. There's no education. There's nothing special about me. I had a shit childhood. I didn't come from money. Like, there's just nothing. If I can do it, you can do it, because it's not that hard. Plus, I had the Italian, the Sicilian working against me, because we love food. Everything is surrounded by food. And I'm like, how am I going to raise my kids being gluten-free? Trust me, it's a lot easier than you think, because I still eat pizza, pasta, ice cream. Everyone knows I have ice cream for breakfast sometimes, because you freaking need it. Your soul needs it sometimes. Sometimes you just need to sit on the couch with a spoonful of ice cream at 10 o'clock in the morning, a spoon and a pint of ice cream, and just watch TV and just, right? So I'm going to share my screen right now. Oh, Sarah said, blended dates, bananas, and/or apples are thick, sweet, and delicious. That's exactly what we're looking for, right? Comfort, thick, sweet, and delicious. Dates are amazing, right? When you put dates in a shake, what that does to it, the consistency with the bananas, you're so right. All right, so let me share my screen. And where is it? Here we go. Canva. All right. So Oh no. I was doing that whole thing with no sound. Oh, that's terrible. Maybe when I put it on Zoom, I can cut that. Okay, I'm looking I should look at the I should have looked at the comments a lot sooner. Jeanene, we can't hear you. Okay, when did that come through? Okay. Okay, that was hysterical. Linda, that was funny. Can anyone lip read? Okay. You know what I do when I download this? There's a feature in Zoom where I can clip it, so I can clip that part off. So I will start over on this. I'm so sorry. I was talking for like 5 or 6 minutes. Martha, thank you so much. Okay. And you guys all stayed. I really, guys, thank you so much. There's always something. There's always something with me. Okay, so now that the sound is back, oh, it hasn't been on this whole time. Okay. We've cut the video. We're starting right here. So when I do this on my hands, then I'll know that this is where we start the video. So this diagram shows you, and you've been looking at this for the past 5 minutes now, foods that feed the virus versus the foods that don't feed the virus. So you've got the gluten, the dairy, the eggs, and the heavy metals. Yeah, heavy metals is not a food. You're going to come in contact with that anyway, but I put it on here because those are the things that feed the virus. Foods that don't feed, now I'm going to look at the comments every now and then. Sound is back. Okay, great. All right, foods that don't feed the virus. So first, when you're looking at what to eat, that's what you want to do. Does it feed the virus? Does it not feed the virus? Okay, great. If it feeds the virus, throw it out. Now you're left with foods that don't feed the virus. Okay, well, there's a shit ton of those foods. How do I know what to eat, when to eat it, how much to eat it? We just talked about the antioxidants. So over here in your superheroes, in the green and the healing, your fruit, your veggies, right? Those are your superheroes. Your healthy fats and oils, your protein. So what you want to do is make sure most of your diet is right here in the green because you're healing. You want to heal the symptoms. You don't have to eat like this forever. Once you heal your symptoms, just like with bodybuilding, I use that because my girlfriend Jen is a bodybuilder. So, and I told her, I said, I use you all the time because if you are, like me and mushy and you want to be a bodybuilder, you can't just go to the gym 20 minutes a day like she does. She's maintaining. So once I work out an hour every day and I eat what I'm supposed to eat, I get to the point where I want to be. That's when I maintain. That's why she's a bodybuilder today. She's just maintaining. I swear to God, she goes to the gym 20 minutes a day and she looks the way she does. That's because she's just maintaining. That's what you're going to get to. You're in the healing phase now. You're building your health. Once you got your health to where you want it to be, then you're just maintaining. So you don't have to go crazy and have all of your diet or most of your diet be here in the green and the healing. Can I just give you a glimpse into the future though? Once you feel this energy, once you're not paralyzed, there's no numbness, there's no tingling, there's nothing, there's no fear of when am I going to get an exacerbation? Am I going to be able to make that plan? Am I going to be able to do that? What's going to happen that day? Once you don't live in that place and you go, yeah, I can do anything. I can plan anything. I have tons of energy and I am secure in knowing that I'm never going to get a symptom again. This feels amazing. You're not going to want to eat any other way. Trust me. But just know that this healing phase right now to get you out of the symptoms, yeah, you want to live over here in the healing and you want to visit over here in the neutral sometimes too. So the healing foods, the fruits, the veggies, the fats, the healthy fats and oils, the rancid oils over here in the red section, those are going to be your rancid oils. Those are all your seed oils, the canola oils, the ones that have been sitting on the shelf forever. You want to use the healthy oils like the coconut oil, the avocado oil. And yes, avocados are in the healthy one. I know there are some protocols out there that say don't eat avocados like any and stay away from coconut. That's insane. And the reason why that's insane is because you need those fats. Your brain feeds on those fats. You need them. They kind of have half the information. As the medical medium explains it, the reason why people think, oh, we need to stay away from those things in order to heal is because, excuse me, shit sticks to fat, okay? So in our body, not only does the shit stick to the fat, right? But in our body, let's say you had an avocado and coconut oil and a lot of fat, and then you took your supplements. The supplements are going to kind of like slide right past it. It doesn't get absorbed. It kind of, that high fat prevents the absorption of some nutrients. That doesn't mean that you don't need the antioxidants and the nutrients in the coconut oil, in the avocados. You absolutely need them for your brain health, for your brain to thrive. What you don't want to do is live on avocados and live on the coconut oil. You want to use that, not even sparingly, you want to use that in moderation. So fruit, veggies, healthy fats and oils, protein. And when I say protein, you want to eat meat, great. If you don't want to eat meat, that's great too. That's completely optional. It has nothing to do with whether or not it feeds the virus. So we know how bad the meat production is and the slaughter is in this country, and how acidic the meat is. If you're going to eat meats, eat it once a week. Eat the grass-fed beef. And because you're only eating it once a week, yes, you could afford the grass-fed beef rather than eating it 3 times a week of the shit beef. The way the animal is killed, the way the animal is fed is going to affect its meat. And then when we eat that meat, it is acidic and rancid. So just keep that in mind when you're eating meat. You want the good quality meat, because think about it. If we lived a life of torture, and we lived a life of eating food that wasn't meant for us, because many of them just live on corn. They're supposed to live on grass. They live on corn because it's cheaper, and then they're slaughtered in a very awful way. And so their body is filled with the stress hormones, and they're so toxic by the time they're processed and get to our plate. Think about all of that. We're eating all of that. So that's why if you're going to eat meat, eat the grass-fed meat. Eat the meat that, the cow lived on a diet of what it was supposed to live on, what God intended the cow to eat with grass, and it's slaughtered in a very different way so that it's not filled with those stress hormones right before it dies. It's funny. I used to be the director of purchasing at Jersey Mike's, and I was responsible for going to the manufacturers to see how they produce the meat. And I was like, yeah, I want to go to the slaughterhouse, of course. What they did with their turkeys was they put them to sleep. They put them to sleep before. It was awful. They put them upside down and slit their throats and let them bleed out. But they put them to sleep first. This way, there wasn't that stress of being slaughtered, and that is going to directly impact the quality of that meat. So I can get into that. That's a whole nother thing. Sorry about that. Okay, so now you have your healing foods, and then you have your neutral foods. Your neutral foods they're not healing, and they're not going to hurt you. They're your gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free, your processed foods, the gluten-free grains, all of those things that you buy in the middle of the grocery store that really are, they're not healthy, they're not hurtful, they're kind of just like filler in your body. And sometimes we need them, right? We really do need them. Sometimes you need that bread and you need to smear some vegan butter on it and sprinkle some everything bagel seasoning on it, and you just need it. So that's why you can have these foods. You absolutely can. They're going to be part of probably your everyday. Just make sure that you have more of the healing foods than you have of these, or maybe you're going to do half and half. Or maybe you're having a shit day, a shit week, and you can only do the bare minimum. You can only do the bare minimum. You can't even focus on the healing foods right now because you can barely grab something out of the freezer to defrost that's over here in the neutral. Great, do that. The bare minimum is right here in the neutral. Stay away from the gluten, the dairy, the eggs, and the heavy metals. Stay away from this stuff and just do the bare minimum down here. Excuse me. Now, here, we're going to talk about the list of free radicals. This is the inflammatory food. I put corn on here. Medical Medium says to stay away from corn and a whole host of other things. What I have found with me and with my hundreds of clients, corn is not something that directly feeds the virus that sets them back. This is the calendar that we use to track the last time they ate gluten and then their miracle moments. Corn is one of those things, when I started eating it, when I first started getting healthy, it would bloat me immediately. I would eat popcorn and look like I was 6 months pregnant. So that was my clue. All right, my body really doesn't like corn. It can't handle it. Today, I can eat it. I eat it sparingly. I can't tell you the last time I had a bowl of popcorn, but I can eat it. Oh, my mother's game night last month. Yeah, it was really good popcorn. I ate it and I was fine. You will see that what affects you is going to change as you heal. Cheese is one of those things where people are like, well, I could eat it. It doesn't affect me. Okay. Other people, they eat it and they stink for a week. So cheese feeds the virus. You don't want to eat the cheese. Now, here's something very interesting. What I have found with my clients and with myself as well, it is the gluten that will set you back to square one. It is the gluten that will set you back to having to count to that 8, 9, 10-week period where you experience the shift. The gluten is going to do that. If you have a little bit of dairy, if you found that there were eggs in something that you ate in a gluten-free baked good, we don't set that calendar back and start counting again. We only do that for the gluten because it appears that gluten is the primary food for the Epstein-Barr virus that will cause exacerbations, that will cause symptoms in some way. For me, when I first ate gluten, I told you the story Monday, I slept for 2 months. I slept 18 hours a day the next day, and then it gradually got better. And I wasn't out of that exacerbation for 2 months. And it was my right leg that went numb. Was it paralyzed? No, but it was numb to the point where it might as well have not been there. Today, how many years later? So Julie was 2. So 14 years later, if I eat gluten today, I'll get these eczema little bumps, like fluid-filled circles on my fingers, and that will be my sign. I'll be like, oh shit, I eat gluten. Will I ever be in a place where I'll eat gluten regularly? God, no. Hell no. I can live the rest of my life without gluten. I can live the rest of my life without food. If they told me that I had to swallow a pill every day and that would be my food and I get to feel like this, I'd be like, yeah, fine. You end up not caring. So I'm going to send this diagram out with tonight's email. Hopefully this gives you a good healing, neutral, inflammatory. The foods that don't feed the virus that I can still eat, are they healing? Are they neutral? Are they inflammatory? And then you decide, is most of your diet in the green? Some of it's going to be in the yellow because, you know, we live in modern times and we have a lot of processed foods, and that's okay. The way I teach in my coaching is like, and I want you to jump on the Zoom today. I want you to challenge me. Let's get rid of this here. Let me stop sharing. And thank you for staying with me through my, where am I? Okay. Let's make sure everyone, can you all hear me again? I feel like when I switch the screens, I'm happy to respond. Oh, Dee Dee, that's awesome, because I'm not going to be able to answer that. She says, Dee Dee says, if you have any questions about halal meat, please ask her. She'd be happy to respond. That's awesome. Thank you. Oh, and before that, you said, for meat eaters out there, please go for the halal meat. The way the animal is brought up until its slaughter, hold on, I had to hit see more, is done animal friendly and is given its organic food. Halal meat done the right way, that is fair to all parties. All right, I guess I'm looking for halal meat from now on, Dee Dee. That's awesome to know. I didn't know that. Thank you. Shit, see, this is what minding your soul is all about. This is it. Everyone minds the matters of their soul and they share it, because then you grab a piece of information here, a piece of information here. Everyone shares that information. And then before you know it, your entire puzzle is completed and you are healed. That's what this workshop week is all about. Sharing all the information that I've come across over the years with me, with the clients, people in Minding Your Soul, putting it into a format that you can follow easily. You evolve into this. In the group, we spend an entire month on the lemon water and the celery juice. We get to know everybody. We talk about everyone's schedules. What are you eating while we're doing it? While we're in that month, we're talking about, okay, what are you eating? What are you eating? Where are your struggles? Oh, you know what I had today? It was freaking delicious. Shocked the shit out of me. Everyone's sharing their stories. You become very close with these women. It's very awesome. So you don't wake up one morning and decide this is how you're going to eat. You're going to be healed right away. Now it's already 1 o'clock and I want to open it for questions. So tomorrow, when I give you more a glimpse into the path to healing, we'll go over the calendar. I'll show you everything. So if you're interested, tomorrow's the day to look at that workshop. What I want to say is, what I teach the most is the evolution. There is an evolution into this. Oh, and I didn't finish my thought from before. If you want to challenge me and say, oh yeah, Jeanene, I want to eat this, and you're telling me that it feeds the virus, go ahead and give me a substitution that tastes good. Please challenge me on that. If you tell me cheddar cheese, I'll be like, you're screwed, you're beat. I have no idea. There are some cheeses that actually taste like cheese. Like I have found the Chao, C-H-A-O cheese that looks like American cheese slices, tastes a shit ton better than American cheese. Excuse me. And it's amazing. I tested that on my son. I give it to him. I'm like, here, taste this. He's like, what is it? I'm like, well, it's not cheese, but tell me what it tastes like. So he eats it and he goes, yeah, it tastes like cheese. I'm like, right? It does. It's real. Parmesan cheese, Violife, VIO Life in Whole Foods, Violife Parmesan cheese. It comes in a block that you grate on the grater. It's not cheese. It tastes like cheese. It's freaking amazing. They're getting so good these days at making foods that are gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free, that actually remind us of the foods that we don't want to give up. And not just remind us, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference, especially with that Parmesan cheese. So I made a video, I stuck it on YouTube, about this sandwich that I make, because you need a sandwich. You need to be able to bite into something, because being gluten-free, you feel like you're never going to bite into a sandwich again. I show you the sandwich that I make in 3 minutes. It's amazing. It's apple slices, microgreens, hummus, that cheese I just talked about. And it is absolutely amazing. And I make it in 3 minutes. And when I tell my clients about this, I have this one client, she's on here right now. She's like, I eat that all the time. That's freaking delicious. I'm like, I know. Me and my daughter eat it all the time too. There are ways to do this. So that's what I was saying. So challenge me. Get on the Zoom. I'm going to be done in a minute. We're going to pull names. We're going to pull the winner from yesterday. I want to talk to you about the evolution. There's 2 things, but I'm going to pick evolution. The evolution of this lifestyle. This is not something to do right away. This is not something to go balls to the wall. Our personalities, the people who are attracted to this group, who are watching the workshop, they're the badasses in the world. They're the ones who are like, no, I'm not going to live on medication. Fuck it. Like, what can I do? I know my body's not healing itself, or not attacking itself. I know my body can heal itself. How can I? And you came across this information. Those types of personalities, and I'm speaking about myself, they want to go balls to the wall. They want to go, oh, I found this information. I'm going to do it all, and I'm going to do it all the time. That's going to slow the process down. The actual taking breaks, the actual taking of the breaks is what accelerates your healing. It doesn't feel like that, though, because in our lives, anytime we're taking a break, it kind of feels like we could be doing more. Why aren't I doing? Your body doesn't work that way. Healing doesn't work that way. So the lemon water, the celery juice, remember when I said about the energy levels going down, and then when they come back up, they come back higher than they were before? These peaks and the valleys that you go through, they take time. Sometimes the valleys are a long time, especially when healing first starts. The valleys are deep. The peaks are high. We want to mitigate those valleys so that you're not down here too long. That's what taking the break does. You make sure that you don't go too far into the valley. Now, why are you going into that valley, right? Well, I thought I was getting better. Why am I in a valley? Why do I feel like such shit? Why do I feel like I'm getting worse? Because taking the break is, I froze. I'm back. Okay. Taking the break is priority number 1 to not overwhelm your body with the die off of the cell. Remember that. The name of the protocol, starve, kill, detox, is because of what it does. It starves the virus, it kills it with your strong immune system and with the celery juice, and you detox it out. Lemon water, celery juice, the spirulina, everything that we're doing, we're detoxing the shit out. So every piece of this protocol is either starving, killing, or detoxing the virus. Many parts of this protocol have more than one function. It's going to starve the virus, and it's also going to detox it out. It's going to feed your immune system, and at the same time, it's going to help your liver push out all the dead virus. There's a lot going on with this. It seems very simple when we talk about lemon water, celery juice, heavy metal detox smoothie, gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free. That's it. That's the entire protocol. You're like, oh my God, that's so simple. It's not. The taking of the breaks is the entire focus of this protocol, which is why we focus on that so much in the coaching group with everyone, because not only the physical aspect of you don't want to get worse, you don't want to get your body into a state of, I can't detox all of this out, I'm exhausted. You want to stop before you get to that point. You have to recognize the signs, but also that's the physical level, but also on the emotional level. And let me know if I know I'm not the only one. When you're going through an exacerbation, talk about an exacerbation before you started healing. What's going through your mind? Oh my God, I'm getting worse. I'm never going to be able to raise my kids. I'm never going to be able to see my daughter get married. God, that line still gets to me. I'm not going to be around for all the things that I wanted to be around for. All of those thoughts that are in your mind that are scaring the shit out of you during an exacerbation, when you begin to heal, And that die off overwhelms your body. And you feel like, oh no, this is an exacerbation. You have to know what's going on inside your body and what caused that feeling so that you can handle this, because you are not getting worse. Your body, you just helped your body kill so much of that virus, and that dead virus is the neurotoxin, the dermatoxin, and it's swimming around your body, and your liver's working overtime to grab it all out and flush it all out so that you don't feel what you're feeling right now. Those are the valleys. When we're in those valleys, it is very easy for our mind, not very easy, but it's actually, it's automatic. It's what happens because of our post-traumatic stress disorders that we now have from all of this MS for years, when we were told we'll never recover. There's no cure. So when we're in those valleys and we start feeling the same symptoms that we felt when we were in an exacerbation, your brain is triggered and you go, oh my God, what did I do? I listened to that chick on Facebook. Holy shit, I'm getting worse. I can't believe I should have listened to the doctors. I should have taken the medication. And then that starts to go, and then you go downhill, and then you go downhill very fast. Now, think about it. You're sitting here with let's just say we're in a group. Forget the group, forget the Zoom. We're at the kitchen table. We're all sitting around a table shooting the shit, and you're like, oh my God, I started the lemon water, I started the celery juice, I've been doing that for a couple of weeks now, a couple of days, whatever, and this is what I'm feeling. And so over there sitting across the table is like, oh, I felt the same way. Yeah, it lasted for like a week, it sucked, but then after that I felt amazing. And you look over and you're like, oh my God, really? Yeah. Don't even worry about it. I've been through that before. And it's really scary at the beginning because you don't know you're healing. You think you're in an exacerbation. And she's going, yeah, no, don't worry about it. After you get through this, it's going to be so much better. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. God, that was so scary. Yeah, it really was. And then a couple weeks later, you're out of it. You're like, holy shit, I feel amazing. Thank God she told me about that. And now you're the person sitting at the table, and the new person, the newcomer comes in. They're like, oh my God, I feel like I'm getting worse. I just started the celery juice. And you're like, oh, dude, no, listen, I've been there. It sucks. You feel like you're getting worse, but guess what? You're not. It's right around the corner. Help your body flush it out. You're going to be fine. And that person's like, really? Are you sure? Yeah, no, trust me. We've all been there before. And everyone around the table is like, yep, nope, we've all been there before. Don't worry about it. How much is that going to help your head? I don't know about you, but I couldn't handle those exacerbations and what that did to me. That stuck me in such a depression for so long, and so much longer then really I needed to do it, because I was healing, but I didn't realize that at the time because I didn't have someone saying, do this, don't do that, eat this, don't do that. I was my own guinea pig, and I was trying everything, and I didn't know if it was working, this is healing, or am I making myself worse and this is an exacerbation, and great, now I got a new lesion and I'm going to be paralyzed in a new place tomorrow. It's such a mind fuck. And I think that's the best word for it. It is such a mind fuck when we go through these symptoms and then we try to heal ourselves. If you go it alone, if you record this with your phone, hold your phone up to and just listen to these words again, healing feels like an exacerbation. It feels like not as bad as an exacerbation, but your mind gets triggered. Remember, you are healing when you stop feeding the virus. When you can see what's going on inside of your body. It is a virus. We learned where you got it. We watched all of your childhood and your early 20s, 30s, and maybe even 40s. We learned about all the symptoms. Now we know. We can see you. Now we can fucking kill you. And now we do it with the lemon water, the celery juice, the heavy metal detox smoothie. We are starving the shit out of this virus so that not only are you starving, but you can't produce that smoke screen anymore, right? That smoke screen it allows the immune system, your immune system can't see it. It evades. That's the word I was looking for. That smoke screen allows the virus to evade your immune system. So your immune system is constantly floating around your body. All of these immune fighters going, I know you're here, fucker. I know you're here, but it can't see it. Like an octopus in the ocean that inks to get away from its predators. Fucking virus does the same thing. That's where the chronic fatigue comes from, because your immune system is constantly on the attack. So when we start to starve the fucker and take away its food source, right? We're not only are we eliminating the gluten, the dairy, the eggs, its food source, but now we're drinking a damn heavy metal detox smoothie. We're taking away that food source. Now the virus is like, shit, what do I do? This place sucks. I'm running out of food. I can't emit the smoke screen. So not only is it dying and it's not replicating, but it's not emitting the smoke screen. So your immune system is like, ha, I found you, bah, and it kills it. And then you're helping your body flush out that dead virus, because the dead virus itself is a neurotoxin and a dermatoxin. So this entire time that you've had symptoms that you didn't know is a virus, that you've been unknowingly feeding this virus and keeping it alive by what you're putting inside of your body, this is not your fault. Nobody told you. Nobody tells you this information. Thank God for the medical medium, because now, just like your immune system, we can see the virus, and now we know what to do. So we starve it, we kill it with our immune system, and then we detox it out of our bodies. Now, what else was I supposed to call the protocol other than the starve, kill, detox? That's exactly what it does. And the visual learner over here wants to help you see what I see. We're starving it, we're killing it, we're detoxing it out of our bodies. So remember, when you're going, if you're not going to do the Path to Healing group, when you're doing this by yourself, remember, healing happens in peaks and valleys, okay? So you're going through a peak, you're feeling great, shit, you're in a valley because your body is working overtime to get the dead virus out. And you don't know how much of the virus that you're killing at one time. So you have to go by how you feel. When the energy level starts going down, then you know your immune system is working overtime and you need to help it along. Back off the celery juice. You want to back off all the way, depending on how you feel, absolutely back off all the way. Don't put pressure on yourself to say, I'm going to start again in 3 days. Don't do it. Don't put that pressure on yourself. Say, I'm going to start again as soon as my energy level comes back. If that's 2 days or 2 weeks, I'm going to give my body the time that it needs. And I will sit back and I will watch. And when that energy comes back, that's when I'll say, okay, time to start the celery juice again. I'm trying to inject all of this information into you just in case I don't see you in the 4-month program, because I want everybody to succeed. I want to add you to the success stories on the website to build that library of evidence. There are so many people in this group who are healing themselves by themselves. And you know what? That's fine. I talked to my husband. He's like, Jeanene, not everyone wants to be on Zoom 3 times a week. It sounds like torture to him. To somebody like me, I'm like, let's do it. What are we doing this week? So if that's not you, that's fine. You now have all the information that you need to heal. So I'm going to stop talking. Tomorrow, we are going to talk more about the peaks and the valleys of healing, because it's very important. I'm going to show you the Path to Healing program, what it's all about, when it starts. I'm going to show you the calendar. I have the PDF where I'm going to give you a little glimpse into that private Facebook group, because you can't always make the Zooms 3 times a week. That's, yeah, a lot of people don't, not most people, but a lot of people don't. So they're recorded for you and they're put in the Path to Healing Facebook group. So you go right over to your private group, you scroll through, you're like, oh, let me watch it. Everything is in that group. So I'm going to give you a peek into that too. But before we go any further, we have to announce winners. So let me just make sure, did I get all of the questions? Dee Dee, yes, we can. We absolutely, oh, thank you so much. Loud and clear. You can hear me. Okay, very good. Because I'm like, I guess I'll just repeat the whole thing again tomorrow. Oh, Victoria, hello. Oh, God, I love Victoria. Ready? She speaks just like me. I'm going to read it out loud. She writes, fuck, with 3 exclamation points. Everything you are saying is so right. I've been in a valley for so long, but I am starting to pick myself back up again. I love you, Jeanene. Okay, Victoria, I love you right back. And Victoria, you know what's so funny? I swear to God, my energy, I think, pulled you into this group right now and made you say that. I was going through old videos because I had this idea to, and I don't know how to do it, but I want to piece the coaching calls, all the coaching calls that we've done over the years. There are people who are like, oh my God, this is amazing. I can't believe this works. And you were one of those people. And I was just watching you yesterday. I went all the way back and I found that video because I made the thumbnail, the dancing, because you were dancing at the wedding. And I recorded it. I was going to send it to you and say, hey, do you mind if I use this? I can't believe you're here. That's awesome. Tanis says, thanks so much, Jeanene. I learn a new thing tip every time, right? So do I. So do I. I read the medical medium books and I'm like, really? I read this book like 7 times. I pick up something new. This is why we just keep this information going. This is why Minding Your Soul, I'm constantly on the live in 5s. I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but I know that people are always picking up something different. All right, so today's homework is how many fruits and vegetables have you eaten today? And I know it's early in the day, so if you want to use yesterday, that's fine too, make it look better. Just to raise your awareness, because what we talked about, when we raise our awareness, it's so much easier to do the things that we need to do because we want to do them, because our awareness has been raised. I didn't schedule the post, so as soon as we get off of this call and we're done letting the people in and talking, because you know how much I love to talk, I'll post that homework. And then we'll do this again tomorrow. Okay, so yesterday's homework was about, we did Matt Rowe yesterday, and we said, what was your first thought this morning? When you woke up, what was your first thought? Because we're just raising our awareness to, we don't even think about what our first thought was. But then when we think about it, we go, oh shit, that was negative. You know what? I started my day on a negative thought. Then maybe when you woke up this morning, maybe you started in on a negative thought and you went, whoa, you know what? Let me change that, because your awareness has been raised. That's how easy it is. That's what we talk about in the group, like probably the most. All right, so here we go. We're mixing it up. The winner gets to choose their prize. Okay, so the winner from yesterday's homework is Chrissy Paul. Look, there you are, Chrissy Paul. All right, this is how I do it, because I don't have a technical skill in my bones. So I print out the entire thread, I cut it out, and then I fold them up. So Chrissy Paul, I'm going to message you. I'm going to put you right here, and I'm going to message you later and see what you want to do. Free session with Matt, free session with Catherine. I already offer free consultations, so that's why I didn't put me on there. $40 Amazon gift card and 50% off to the Path to Healing. Not all of those, but pick one of those, one that she wants. All right, so if you have any, oh, Chrissy is on here. All right, very good. You're very welcome, and congratulations, and thanks for participating in the homework. How long is this workshop, by the way? What, today? God only knows the way I talk. But for the week, I'm going to do tomorrow. And then I think I'm going to ask Catherine if she's available for next week to do the live at 5, because there's a lot of questions on vibrational healing that I can't answer. I've been working with Catherine for 10 years. I still can't talk I still can't explain what she does the way she explains it. So I think I'm going to bring her on for Wednesday's live at 5. But yeah, this is it. Tomorrow's the last day. So this is the bulk of the information we're going to review again tomorrow. I'm going to show you the Path to Healing, because now enrollment is open for the Path to Healing. Enrollment is open. I do this 4 times a year because I don't know how else to do it. I do it 4 times a year, where I do the workshop to teach you the entire protocol. And then the live at 5s, I'm doing every week, and I'm talking about another piece of the protocol, or we're doing a success story interview to build your library of evidence for your brain that this is possible. People have done it. Here they are. Here are their stories. So that's every week. When I do the workshop to teach you everything, that's when I open up the enrollment, because that's when we bring in a new group into the Path to Healing coaching program. And the new group meets the existing group. Think about that kitchen table. And we all sit around the kitchen table. Mondays, we talk about the protocol. Tuesday is an open forum, or sometimes it's, whatever we feel like talking about that day, because this group really seems to attract a lot of people who are like me. But then again, there are a lot of people who came into the group who, they didn't put their video on for the entire 4 months. I would say 3.5 months. And then at 3.5 months, I had a private session with one of them who never turned their video on, never said anything. And then she goes, Jeanene, I love this group. I have healed so much. Let me tell you about my walk-in the other day. I walked up the stairs and I was like, oh my God, I haven't heard from you. So even if you just want to watch the videos from behind the scenes and keep your video off, people do that. You'll see at the bottom, there's just names there. And that's great. However you want to do it. We're there for you when you're ready. We meet people where they are. We don't push. We do a lot of talking. How could you not? It's my group. How could you not do a lot of talking? We do a lot of talking. We do a lot of laughing. And it's just a really nice way to reaffirm every week that healing happens. It kind of accelerates the process. And I've started in the last couple of years tracking everyone's last date of gluten, because I called the winner. I'm like, wait a second, what did I not do? I know I called the winner, Chrissy, that's right. Because I have noticed over the years the pattern of, I would always say, oh my God, it's been about 2 months since the last time they ate gluten. So I started tracking it. So we did, the last time you eat gluten goes on the calendar, and it is always without fail, week 8, 9, and 10. 8 weeks later, 9, 10 weeks later, within that range is when that shift happens. Those are the videos that you see on mindingyoursoul.com on the success stories page. Those are the videos that you see. And So what I was just telling Victoria before is now I'm going back into all the coaching calls. Yeah, it does take a lot of time. And when they're like, oh my God, Jeanene, this shit works, Victoria, those verbatim, right? I don't know how else to do it. I hold my phone up and I record it, and then I'm going to figure out how to use iMovie or whatever. So if anyone has a suggestion for me, I figure this shit out. What I didn't put down, what we didn't talk about today was the list of free radicals. Remember I said I was going to get to that. I didn't get to that. So I'm going to put that probably in the email just real quick if you're still on here, and I can't tell how many people are still on here. Just if you're interested, the way you get free radicals inside of your body, there's one part that I should have talked about earlier. The way you get free radicals in your body, it's a whole list, but interestingly enough, just from the simple digesting of your food, just from even eating healthy food, the digestion of your food creates free radicals. And here's the list: X-rays, cigarettes, air pollutants, like all, Glade plugins. Oh my God. Lysol's the number one carcinogen because of the amount of free radicals that you put inside your body by smelling that stuff. Next one, chemicals, cleaners, beauty products, pesticides on our food. So anything that's not organic. Stress, fucking stress. Yeah, you can't avoid that. Sunburn, alcohol, prescription drugs, over-the-counter drugs, poor quality supplements. And that is just stuff that, off the top of my head, that's what I grabbed. So that's the list. That's how you get the free radicals. All right. So the link right above what you're looking at, I think it's on there. Is it on there? Yeah, it is. The link of what right above there, if you want to click that, and if you have any questions, jump on Zoom, ask me the question. I just want to remind you that we are still streaming and recording into the Minding Your Soul group, and I'm going to download this and send this out. So when you jump on here, it's not going to be just me and you. Everyone is watching. The reason why I do that is because if you have the question, so many other people are going to have that same question and need that answer. So that's why we put this in front of everybody. So please, who cares what you look like? Jump on, ask the question, because it's not just helping you, it's helping so many other people who are watching. So in the waiting room right now, I know, I'm sorry, I've been talking, over an hour. We had a couple more people, but now there is just Lisa. So we're going to let Lisa in. And as you come in, I'm going to let you in. I'll finish the conversation with who I'm having, and then we'll go to you next. So anyone who wants to jump on, feel free. All right, let me bring this back up so that I can see the comments. And while Lisa is getting on, Lisa, you're here. Don't worry. You're just connecting to the audio right now. I can see that. And while you're doing that, Stephanie Pop says, today I've not eaten much, but I had an omelet with diced peppers, potatoes, and bacon. Okay, awesome. But the omelet part, the eggs feed the virus. Remember, gluten, dairy, eggs feed the virus. So if you want to keep that omelet, you could use that product called Just Eggs. It's not actually eggs. Is it Just Eggs? What's that product? I should probably post that. There's this product. It's like a liquid. It's yellow. It's probably not great for you, but it doesn't feed the virus. That you can, it's like, it makes a scrambled egg. I feel like it's called Just Eggs. Did I answer all your questions? Okay, Victoria said, mindfuck is an amazing explanation about the feeling you go through, right? That's why you need a group of people to go through it with you and talk you down off that ledge, because that's what it feels like. You're on the ledge, you're ready to jump off, and your mind's like, jump. And you're like, no, I'm healing. No, jump. You're not. An exacerbation. Yeah, it's insane. Victoria, I know. Her and I speak the same language. Okay, so I don't know how to get on the Zoom group. Oh, Linda, do you see right above this recording right here? So you're watching me in the Minding Your Soul group, right? Right above me is a Zoom link in blue. Just click on that. Once you click on that, it's going to take you right in here. Lisa, you are still connecting to audio and cannot hear me yet. Okay, so that's what that says. So we're going to go back here to the comments, and don't worry, no pressure. Whatever happens, happens. I'm actually losing connection right here. Okay. Am I back in? I think so. All right, bear with me, or fast forward through this part if you were watching the recording. There we are. Okay, good. So right above my head is that Zoom link. If you have any questions, just jump on and do that. Lisa, all right. So I don't think you're having too much success in connecting to the audio because it still says just connecting to audio, which is fine. I offer free consultations. There you go. Good segue because I didn't mention this. Mindingyoursoul.com. Schedule a free consultation with me, especially that will be a lot more private. I do free consultations, and then if you want a follow-up consultation, I think it's like $45, and if you want a full session, it's only $75. I keep those prices so low and so affordable, so this way there is something for everybody. You'll never have to pay for the information you need to heal yourself. It's always in this group. If you want my time, I keep that very, very low, and that group coaching is there if you have the resources to do it. This way you're going to accelerate the healing with the group and also have that group mentality and the security and the easing of the mind with everybody. Because like I say, that first day, I always say, listen, we're sitting around the kitchen table with a cup of coffee. That's what we're doing. Nothing's formal. You don't have to show up dressed. I don't show up with my collared shirts and my jewelry. No, you show up the way you show up, the way you are. All right, very good. I think, Lisa, I tried. It's not connecting. So I'm going to end this, and just know if anybody wants a free consultation. Oh, Victoria, perfect timing. Okay, she's on. Admit. Perfect. I'm glad you jumped on here. Let's see if you can connect to the audio. Maybe it's on my end. Who knows? It still says connecting to audio. Okay, perfect. View, gallery. Okay, can you hear me? Victoria, you don't seem like you're on. Oh, it says you're connecting to audio. Can you hear me?
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking. Oh yeah, you're here. Lisa, I put Lisa in here too, but she's still connecting to the audio, so she might be having some issues, or it might be on my end. I don't know. How are you doing? I was just watching you last night.
I know. It's been a while. It's been crazy. It's been busy, but I'm here. And honestly, I watch all your shows. Like every night, I'm always watching them.
Oh wow. All right. That's a lot. Thank you. I think. Poor thing.
I do. No. I love your groups. I love it. I love watching all the girls. I love listening to everything. I love the ideas everybody has. Honestly, it's
well, if they'll let me pick it up, I can go get them.
All right, I'm gonna mute Danita and Lisa because you all just connected at the same time, which is awesome. So, but Victoria, so tell me, how are you feeling? How are you doing? How have the trenches been? And what have you noticed? Any differences?
Do you want me to be very honest with you?
You have to be. You have to be honest with everybody. They need to see the real picture. And
in the beginning,
just listen. Wait, Victoria, you know that you're streaming into the Minding Your Soul. You're good with that. Okay, very good.
Yeah. In the beginning, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. Just like you always say, balls to the wall. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do everything. And I'm going to say, I fucked it up. Like I completely, like, not that I fucked it up. I'm not going to say that because I didn't do the gluten. I didn't screw that up. But I went to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm not getting any better. Why did I start getting better? And now I feel like shit all over again. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, am I really, like, everything you're saying, even today, for example, it's so like me. I was like, this is not working for me. What the hell am I doing to myself?
We said that in the beginning. Remember, we're like, we are so much alike. That's why I teach the way I do, because I know so many people are like us.
Right. And that's exactly what I said to myself. I'm like, I don't know, but I was going through those thoughts, but I still didn't eat any gluten. I still, you know what, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I eat like eggs and stuff like that. Like not eggs, like not an egg, but like I'll have eggs in a cake or eggs in or whatever if I go somewhere. Right. But the dairy and the gluten, 100% I don't take. But the eggs is the only thing that I screw up on all the time.
Okay.
But then I get to the point where, like I said, I was walking before, and then all of a sudden it's like, what the hell just happened to me? I'm like, I can't even move my leg. I can't even do anything anymore. I wasn't able to go, like I told you before, I had a house that's freaking so many stairs. So I'm like, I can't even go up and down the stairs anymore. So this is killing me. What have I done to myself? And then, you know what? Yes. Was I in that valley? Yes, 100%. Did I believe I was in a valley? No, I felt like I was just screwing up big time. But I just went to myself. I said, you know what? I'm still going to do it. I'm still like, and everybody's like, Vic, you're screwing up. Go back to your food. Go back to what you were doing, this and that, blah, blah. And I thought to myself, no, I'm not listening to anybody. And of course, the stress pissed me off even more, which threw me in that valley even faster. So then I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to do it. I was in the valley. I'm not going to lie. Maybe a month, maybe 2 months. I don't even remember how long I was in it. And then I think it was like 2 days ago. I'm literally 2 days ago. I actually got up and I said, you know what? No, I'm not. I didn't go to work. Haven't gone to the shop. I haven't done anything like that because I couldn't move. I just really couldn't move. So I said, you know what? No. So I said, I'm going to wake up this morning and I am going to clean. I'm going to go out. My first thought was, because I remember your question, when you wake up in the morning, what are you going to think, right? What are you going to do? So my thought was, I'm going out to grab myself a coffee and this and that, blah, 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 do my own crap, right? I woke up that morning and I said, you know what? No, I'm not, because I'm doing that because I knew I was going to go to Tim Hortons or whatever it was. It's not going to be an organic coffee. It's not going to be whatever I normally drink. So I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not doing that. So I stayed home and I made myself my organic coffee and I ended up cleaning my whole house. Did I feel pain? Yes, I did. I'm not going to lie. I did. But you know what? I felt better. I said, you know what? I went up and down my stairs. I cleaned my whole house. Even today, I woke up and I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to go get myself some veal chops or whatever, like veal. So I went to go get veal chops because I'm going to make some veal. And I came home. I'm like, you know what? This is what we're going to do today. Like, it was completely different from what I wanted to do.
And it all starts in the mind. It all starts with our thoughts. And that really, sometimes it can really piss you off. Be like, really? Like, I had no idea this had that much control over me.
Yeah.
Wait, are we still? Oh, okay. All right. So I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, we have no idea that this has so much control over, because I was watching, I went back and I'm like, wait, when did Victoria start? And I was going through the thing and I'm like, okay, so it was probably around July, and it was.
Yeah.
So, and that's what happens. And I don't know if I need to get better at, teaching this, or if just people are going to do what they're going to do, because that was me. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And so when you start the protocol, you're gung ho, you're doing this, and you hit that peak. And you want to stay there so badly because it feels so good. Remember the wedding that came up that you're like, I forgot I even had a wedding. I watched the whole thing yesterday. It was great. Yeah. You went to the wedding, you danced. They happened to play your song, yours and your husband's song, took it as a sign. So you're in this peak, and this is what happens. We're in this peak and we want to stay there so bad because we get this little taste of what health feels like. And we're dancing, and you're like, I'm not gonna lie, I was wearing flats, but I don't care, I was dancing.
Yep.
And because we want to stay in that peak so bad, we don't want to take a break, because the break feels like we're gonna fall from the peak because there's something we can do and we're not doing it. But taking that break is going to allow our bodies to stay at that peak longer, or not go so far into that valley, because we go, no, I want to do more. This way I'll heal faster. It never works that way. We overwhelm our bodies, and then we end up going into the trench, like Victoria so beautifully described for everyone. You go into a trench, and it's not just some weeks. Sometimes it could last months, depending on how long you want to stay there, right? And it's not even your choice. You're like, I don't have the choice. My mind doesn't want to do it. I'm tapped out. I'm done. So that's when this is the perfect example of trying to mitigate the peaks and the valleys so that the valleys aren't so low. So I got to kind of really talk people into, or educate them more so they know to take that break. So do you think that going slower at it in the beginning would have allowed you to stay at the peak a little bit longer, or maybe not go in the trench as deeply?
100%. I should have gone slower. I think that my mind was like you explained, I went to that wedding. I actually danced. Like, yeah, I didn't fast dance. I did a slow dance or whatever, but I danced and I was having fun. And I was like, you know what? I'm not stopping this. I'm going to do it. No matter how much pain I'm going through, I'm going to do it. But but that's when I threw myself down. I think I should have stopped. I should have taken that break. That's why I say to myself, like, why didn't I listen to you? Because balls to the wall, basically. Like, I wanted to do it, and I wanted to do it fast.
Because in our I'll answer the question for you, because I've answered that question for myself a thousand times. In our lives, if in our past, you don't have to say what your childhood was or what your early adult life was, but if we wanted something, we had to work for it.
That's
We
right.
had to work really hard for it. And if we wanted to keep it, we had to work even harder for it. So when someone gives you the tools to heal your body, of course, we are going to use the methods that have worked for us in the past, which is you work hard, you don't stop, you put your head down and you just go. That's how we've done everything. That's our personality. This is completely different. Our bodies don't work the way our minds have been trained to work since childhood. Our bodies need that love and support. Our bodies are like our children. Would you ever do that to your child? Your little beautiful tiny 3-year-old, would you ever treat your 3-year-old like you do yourself? No, I wouldn't either. I see the way I am with Jackson, the way I was with Christopher and Julie. I'm so kind to them. It's okay, you fell down. Wow, that must hurt. I fall down like, you fucking idiot. What'd you do? So it's natural. And this is part of the healing process. This is the whole learning thing. I can give you all the information in the world. Someone can give me all the information in the world, but sometimes I just need to learn it the hard way. I need to go through it myself in order to learn it.
I
I
think
got it.
I think that by you saying everybody to go slower than to go faster, to go slow, to move faster, I think you're 100% right, because I think that because I went too fast and I just kept on accelerating. I said, like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. When I hit that valley, this is just me. This is my the way I did, how I felt about it. Because I was in that valley, like I said, for like 2 months, and I freaking hated everybody in front of me. I hated everybody. The fact that, like you said, I was that type of person that got to do anything. You tell me, I'm gonna go do it by myself. I don't have to ask for anybody for help. But in those 2 months, I had to ask for help. And at that point, I freaking hated everybody. And
I
I
hated the
didn't want,
world.
yeah, you hate everybody. And it's like, you know what? And it's like, I'm being mean to everybody. And I'm thinking to myself, that's not me. Like, what's going on here? And that's why when I said, you know what, I'm going to stop the celery juice. I think I stopped the celery juice for maybe the lemon water. I never did, but the celery juice I stopped for, I think it was like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Yeah, maybe a month. And then then I went back on it. And then I did it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then I did it slow. I didn't do every day. And I thought to myself, and then 3 days ago when I got up and I got out of bed, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I can actually get up. That's why I'm thinking, and now I'm actually nicer. I even, like, honestly, this is me personally. My daughter even said, Mom, what happened to you? Because I'm sorry to say, I was a bitch. I was. And I was like, I was mean to everybody, whether it was my kids, my husband, everybody. I was mean because I was in so much pain. And I'm thinking to myself, why can't I do all this stuff? And now, you know what? I'm doing it because, I stopped everything. I slowed it all down. I thought, Frank, I should have listened to her a long time ago.
It's our personalities. It's what we do. Don't put that stress on you. It's weird. I must have been picking up your energy. I was thinking about you so much. Guys, anyone who's watching this, I haven't talked to Victoria in months. I have not talked to her in months. And
Yep.
I was just looking through the old coaching calls and I was like, oh, remember when Victoria said that? And I recorded it last night. I haven't even had time to send it to her yet. So we didn't even connect until this workshop when she pops on here. I can't thank you enough for getting on here and letting everybody hear your story. Because again, it's the evidence. We have to provide that library of evidence for our minds so that when other people are in the valley, they know it's okay. This is what's going on. And they have their toolbox, they have their options. You never feel stuck. Like right now, Victoria, going through coming out of what you just went through, when you start to go in a valley again, how is it going to be different from this time compared to last time?
I think that if I go through the valley again, I'm hoping I won't, but if I do, I think I'm going to be like, okay, this is how it is. And I'm just going to start taking breaks. I'm like, hey, then I won't do this and I won't do that. And I won't do that. Like, I'll take it slower.
Yeah.
I think that is my mentality now, because before I was like, yeah, who cares? I feel pain. I'm going to do it. But now when I was in that valley, and let me tell you, that valley was long. And I thought to myself, I'm no help to me or to anybody else. So now that I'm feeling better, if I go through that valley again, when I go through that valley again, I'm going to be more like, you know what? Okay, so stop the celery juice. Stop
Right.
this. Stop this stuff. Like, yeah, obviously my water is something I have all the time, but I won't do everything else. I still won't eat gluten, dairy, or try eggs, but the celery juice I am going to stop. I'm going to slow it down.
I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. Yeah, doesn't it feel like you have arrived? You're like, okay, you went through the valley of hell. You came out and you're like, all right, I survived that. And now I know what to do differently. I am armed with information. I'm armed with tools. I can do this. And Victoria, I really want to set you up for success. So you said before, hopefully I won't go into a trench again. You will. You will, because that's the way healing works. Just like healing anything else, like relationships or whatever, spouses, family. When you're healing something, it's never just, oh, I'm going to heal and the line goes straight up. It's always valleys. But now you know how to not get deep into that valley, so you could recognize it more easily, more quickly, and you're going to go, whoop, going into a valley. Where do I need to take a break? And you just take the break, and then you're going to come right back out. So no valley is ever going to be as deep as that one.
Thank
You're going
God.
to get yourself out. Yeah. But man, the shit we learned going through the healing process.
I know.
Everyone, I used to always think that once I started to heal, it was going to be like smooth sailing. And then I was talking about this yesterday with Matt. I thought once I healed completely, life was just going to be amazing. I'd never have another problem again. And here I am, married with an 11-month-old and wondering if we're going to, stay married. So there's just, it's one thing after another, but you learn how to enjoy the journey or not let it get to you so much. I don't know. I need another session with Matt. How's everything else going? Don't get too personal. Remember, we're still streaming it. Okay.
I don't care. But to me, honestly, like you said, if you're still going to stay, trust me, when I went down that valley, when I was in that valley, honestly, I didn't think I was going to have family. I was gonna like, my husband's going to be gone. My kids are going to be gone. Like, I was so, like, I was bad. Like, I'm sorry to say.
I was the same way.
I was, no, Jeanene, you don't understand. I was a bitch. I am not that person. I'm the type of person that'll do anything and everything for everybody. But like those 2 months, it's like, even my daughter came to me and said, what the hell? What's wrong with you? Like, while I was going through that valley. And then a couple days ago, 2 days ago, she came back. I said to her, I'm like, oh, can you stop at the grocery store and get me some strawberries on the way home from school? She's like, really? So when she came in, she goes, oh, here's the strawberries. And I said, oh, thanks. She goes, what the hell just happened to you? Because I wouldn't say like those 2 months when I was in that valley, I wouldn't say thank you.
No, they were afraid of you. They would put the strawberries in front of you and run out of the room for fear of what was going to come out of your mouth.
Yes.
I don't even know you that well, but I know that's how I was in my first marriage. And Victoria, I know exactly what you're talking about. My ex-husband left me a note and said, I don't want this life with you. Good luck raising the kids. Mainly because he's got issues, but a lot because I was exactly the way you just described. You're friggin' miserable when you're sick. You're miserable. You're mad at the world and you're mad at yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, and you think your body is failing you, and it's not.
You feel like your body's failing you. You feel like what you're doing to your body to help it is failing. So it's like, really, I'm not winning here. Like, I don't understand. I'm trying everything, but it's like, I'm not winning. But then now that I'm out of that valley, I'm like, okay, so I actually got into my truck and I went out this morning. So I'm like, yesterday I woke up and I was going to go out, but I ended up cleaning my house. And Jeanene, I'm telling you, you guys are all more than welcome to come to my house. I have a shitload of stairs. Like, for even my husband came home and goes, Vic, cleaned? I'm like, yeah. Because he even knows I can't do the stairs. The stairs kill me. And he goes, you clean the whole house? I said, yeah, stairs and all. He's like, how the hell did you do that?
2 things. A mindset change, but the mindset change after your body got the break and you started back up. How long have you been doing the 3 days a week of the celery juice?
So last week, well, I stopped it for like a month, and then I went on it for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and now I'm on it Monday. So today's Thursday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So every single day this week. I'm telling you,
last week and this week.
I just went back on. Like, I just went back on. And then next week, maybe I'll take a week off, maybe. That's what I'm saying. I'm not doing this all the time. Like before, I was the type of person where it's like, no, go get me celery. I need celery. Go get me lemons. I need lemons. Now I'm not like that anymore. I'm like, you know what? The lemons, yeah, I need the lemons, but the celery, I'm like, no, if I don't have it, I miss that day. I don't care anymore.
And that's how you do it. For anyone who is watching this, that is how you do it. You do not go, you don't need any more rigidity in your life. You don't need any more, I have to do this, I have to do that.
Yeah.
You do what you can when you can. You fit this protocol into your life. You do not fit your life into the protocol. You evolve into this. You're kind to your body. You're kind to your mind. That's how this evolves. Now, for anyone who's watching this, picture this with 10 other people on the Zoom, and we're all doing this back and forth. This is the power of the group. This is what carries you along, hearing these other stories of what other people have went through, so that you know you're not alone. You're not alone, and you do have choices. I can't thank you enough for jumping on here. Thank you so much. All right, so listen, we have a special guest in the Path to Healing group. You are more than welcome to join us today. You're still part of the group. Dixie Willis, she's a special guest, and she is actually Matt Rowe's girlfriend. That's how I met her. She's awesome. She's like a medium. She's a life coach. She's a therapist. She's a shaman. I don't even know what a shaman is, but I've been meaning to look it up. Like, she's all these things. So we're having a women's empowerment at 3:00 today. So you're more than welcome.
Thank you. I'm going to try. I'm going to try.
Okay. You try. It's there if you want it. It is recorded, so it'll be in the group if you miss it. So don't worry about it. All right. Thank you for popping on here today. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you, because I am listening all the time. Always listening.
Well, it's so good to finally talk to you. Congratulations. Please keep me posted, and I'll see you when I see you.
I will for sure.
All right. I'm going to end this for everybody. Everyone, thank you. I'm going to go record and or download and post the homework. I'll see you later, Vicki. Bye.
See you.